Welcome back to day 6 of my coverage of the 2020 ATP finals. This video is going to be a little bit shorter, simply for the fact I'm bringing out another video later today previewing the two semi-finals, which will be Dominic Thiem against Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev against Rafael Nadal. So I'll not talk about individual players too much in this video, and I'll be focusing on the semi-finals, preview and predict both. So kicking things off, just looking back to last night's match between the defending champion Stefanos Tsitsipas and Rafael Nadal. This was always going to be a fantastic matchup. There was so much on the line. Whoever won the match progressed through that semi-final to play Daniil Medvedev. And in my preview, I did say I fancy Nadal. I just thought he possessed the bigger ground strokes. He's a fast starter. He's got the experience. Looks very motivated and playing very well this week. And I thought he'd have too much firepower and too much variation for Tsitsipas. Nadal did come through that 1-3 set, but it was very, very close. I think Tsitsipas played very well up against Rafa, who's in fantastic form. He matched him for at least the first two sets, and if Tsitsipas had been a little bit more patient and had a little bit more experience, I think in that third set, then he could have come away with the victory. But Nadal fully deserves his place in the semi-final. I've been so impressed with him so far this week. As I say, I'll talk about that a little bit more in my preview video, but just looking back on the actual match, the match started as I expected. Tsitsipas has got that monster serve. He likes to keep the point short. Rafa has served consistently well all week and is serving as good as I've seen him for a long time. Backing it up with a 1-2 punch, undoubtedly the best 1-2 punch in the sport. The forehand that he makes look so easy and just dictates points with. Rafa's doing very well in terms that he's rallying from deeper, in my opinion. I think he reads the game so well, and with standing behind the baseline, he gets a little bit more time to read the play and defend. And he has the ability to out hit opponents even from behind the baseline. The forehand and backhand, he's got power, precision on either wing, and even if he is deep behind the baseline, he can still hit clean winners. He can still dictate and keep players on the run from pretty much anywhere on the court, and that's a key reason to why he's done so very well this week. The match was locked at 4-4, and I did see in my preview video that when sets do go to 4-4 and 5-5, that Rafa will turn it on. And he did exactly that. I almost nailed my prediction in the terms that it did go 4-4. It was on serve, and I thought Nadal was very clever. He adopted a little bit more of a defensive position, returning the Tsitsipas serve, just allowing him to get into the service games. Tsitsipas was serving a lot of aces and unreturned serves, and Rafa just stood, maybe a foot or two further back, just make sure you get the ball back in court. Asked Tsitsipas to go big, and at a time at 4-4 with the winner progressing to the semi-finals, the pressure was on Tsitsipas, and as I say, Rafa just kept getting that extra ball back, asking Tsitsipas to hit clean winners, and the error started to flow from Tsitsipas's racket, and he ended up gifting Rafa that break at 5-4, and Rafa went to take the opening set, and from that point, coming back from a set down to Rafa's 9 impossible. I saw a stat yesterday, he's won his last 17 matches when winning the first set, which just shows you how difficult of a task it is for Tsitsipas to come back from that point. But credit to Tsitsipas, Nadal's level got better and better, I felt, as the match went on. He timed the ball better, he counter punched, he started to read the Tsitsipas serve and play. He was hitting the ball with real power and precision, timing it very well, using every opportunity to step into the court and hit winners and keep the point short himself. Around the net, he's been exemplary so far. Delightful little volleys, attacking the net with real conviction, and just playing outstanding all-round tennis. Rafael Nadal looks a man that is very, very tough to beat, and he created numerous opportunities Nadal in that second set to get the all-important break. But in fairness to Tsitsipas, and credit to him, for a young player, he showed immense heart and guts. He couldn't win a point in the Nadal serve. I think Nadal won 18 out of 19 points on serve at one point, from the end of that first set and going into the second. But Tsitsipas hung in there. He had a number of times where he was 30-all on his serve, and he on the big first serves, he attacked the net, he kept the point short, he hit the forehand winners, he imposed his own game on the match, and managed to hold Rafa off, and at 4-4 you did start to think, is Rafa going to be made to pay for all those missed opportunities, and he was. Tsitsipas could have went big at 4-4, got the break and held serve to get 6-4, and it was a little bit of a shame in that third set. I thought it was going to be a thrilling final set where there'd be lots of switches in momentum and perhaps lots of breaks, and the third set going to 4-4, 5-5, maybe even a match deciding tie break, but Tsitsipas seemed to run out of steam. Nadal didn't let his head drop from the disappointment of losing that second set. He reset very quickly, and Tsitsipas himself criticised the fact that he was just too impatient in that final set. He was too aggressive, trying to hit winners from defensive positions, and almost threw the third set away. Made it very, very easy for Rafa to break him, and Rafa ran away with the third set and ended up winning it 6-2. I will talk more about Rafa's game and his chances against Medvedev in my semi-final preview video, which I'll be posting sometime tonight. Moving on to today's match between Djokovic and Alexander Zverev, and the winner of this one going through to face Dominic Thiem in tomorrow's semi-final. Djokovic hasn't had the best of weeks so far. He beat Diego Schwartzman straight sets at the start of the week, which was expected. Played pretty well in that match, but as we say, a very good matchup for Djokovic. Didn't play at all well against Daniel Medvedev, didn't look particularly motivated, and the forehand, there was lots of errors coming from it. Seemed to doubt himself for long baseline rallies, the drop shot didn't work, and Zverev's a dangerous opponent on a fast hard court. We know he's got that massive first serve. He won this title back in 2018, and although I did fancy Djokovic in this one, just for his variations, his consistency, I thought he would be bang there today, and he was, particularly in the opening exchanges. The first 10 minutes I think he was 3-love up. It was a pure masterclass for the first 3 minutes. He really stamped his authority on the match. Just his flexibility, his defence, his speed, the forehand, backhand, everything looked on song today. And at one point at 3-love, I thought, Djokovic is going to run away with this match. Zverev didn't look to be able to handle the quality of Djokovic, but I think Zverev was almost surprised by the level that Djokovic brought in those opening games. Once Zverev settled and managed to get his forehand into play, nail the first serve, start serving aces, get through his service games quick, then he did settle into the match. Djokovic, as I say, got that early lead, and it was going to be difficult for Zverev to come back from the 3-love, and Djokovic did take the opening set 6-3, but Zverev, for me, battled very well in that second set, and I think he played the better tennis. As I say, he nailed the first serve. He served it over 70% of first serves, won 90% of first serve points, served 10 or 12 aces in the match. And Djokovic didn't really create many opportunities in that second set to break. Zverev, on the other hand, whenever he got into the Djokovic service games, he was looking to be aggressive. He was attacking the net. He was, in my opinion, beating Djokovic at his own game from the back of the court. I think the points that went 1 to 8 shots, I think Djokovic probably favoured the longer points. When Zverev's way, in my opinion, the longer rallies, Zverev had the bigger ground strokes. He kept Djokovic on the run. He was nailing forehands down the line, and I think Zverev played the better tennis in that second set and could have quite easily won it. Again, Djokovic showed all the heart, the desire, the fighting attitudes, and the experience to keep fending off the Zverev pressure. It did eventually go to a tie break, and at that point I switched my opinion and thought Djokovic is going to get through this. You could tell he didn't want the third set. Zverev had the momentum. He really settled into the match. His forehand was firing, and I just thought if Djokovic can zone and really dial in for 5 or 10 minutes, produce some of his best tennis, then he's going to have too much for Zverev. And Djokovic served in return exceptionally well in the tie break. Really went for his shots. He didn't want the long exchanges from the baseline. He just wanted to keep the point short. He'd done that. He hit a couple of very good forehands, very aggressive. Kept Zverev on the run. Didn't let Zverev set his feet and hit winners. And he did eventually take the tie break. I think it was 7-5. And got a straight set win to set up a clash with Dominic Thiem tomorrow, which again I'll be previewing tonight, and my video will be out. Finally, just looking ahead to the last group match, which I'll be doing a live commentary on tonight on Grand Slam Tennis Online. Unfortunately, dead rubber. Obviously, Daniil Medvedev's already booked his place in tomorrow's semi-final against Nadal, and Diego Schwartzman is out, having lost his first two group matches. Medvedev is a simple pick for me in this one. You might not have eyes on this match. He's playing Nadal tomorrow. I'm sure you want to conserve as much energy as possible. Probably the worst matchup if you do want to do that. Depends how much Schwartzman wants it. But we know Schwartzman's a player that will not give you any free points. He's going to run his socks off. He's going to get every ball back that he can, defend with his life. I think Medvedev probably won't play the style of tennis that he'll play tomorrow. I think tomorrow he's going to look to boss the long exchanges with Rafa and tire him out. But tonight I expect him just to go for it. Make sure you make the first serve, attack the net, keep the point short, and just try and blow Medvedev off the court with heavier ground strokes. I don't think you'd be looking to play Schwartzman in his own game and get into a long physical battle. But I do expect Medvedev to come through at one in straight sets. So yeah, I will be commentating on that Medvedev game. If you want to tune in, I will leave a link in the description below. I'm also covering the event on Twitter as well, if you want to follow me on there. And I will be bringing a preview video out probably around 7 or 8 o'clock to look ahead to Djokovic against Thiem and Daniil Medvedev against Rafael Nadal in tomorrow's two semi-finals. It's been a fantastic week of tennis so far, and the semi-final lineup is about as good as you're going to get in any tournament. So make sure you do tune in and listen to my preview and prediction video tonight. In the meantime, enjoy the match tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.